Alex, the show was more than 2 weeks ago. I know, but here's the thing. So first off, this isn't my first time going to the show, but I do have some interesting insights and feedback and actually a couple of cool things that I want to share with you throughout this recap of the Mid-America Truck Show in 2022. First up, let's talk about this electric truck future, right? It's Gator EV, I believe, and they have this Volvo over here, and they had this Hino truck, whatever. So I asked that Hino truck actually has 150 or 200 miles worth of range, and that semi has like 250 or 300 miles worth of range. So definitely electric trucks have a long way to go, and they, mostly will be used for like local deliveries, because can you imagine like 300 miles worth of range just to charge for 6 hours? It's like, yeah. So that was pretty interesting. There was a really nice guy talking about like the whole thing and like the trucks and whatnot. It was a Volvo person, so he was super helpful answering people's questions. But regardless, the point remains the same, that I think electric trucks are quite a bit of ways. Now that Tesla's maybe done with Giga Texas, or what is Giga Austin, whatever their factory is, I believe the semi truck and their pickup truck, the Cybertruck, will be made here in Texas. So maybe they'll be able to come out with that semi truck that'll work really nicely soon. Now, if you're in the trucking business and you've never been to a show like this, there's nothing like super awesome about it. It's just probably some of the companies that you and I already use. They'll just be there, answering questions and getting feedback, right? And so it's like some of the companies that I use and that are actually sponsors: Truckstop, DAT, CatScale, Best Pass for all my toll roads and stuff. It's like, that's fantastic. One device covers the nationwide, so that's awesome. Then there's obviously Keep Trucking was there, and actually a small company, trailerdecking.com. That's where I get like screws for the trailers. So like trailerdecking.com was there. That's pretty neat. Westlake Tires, which come on some of my Big Tex trailers. Then there's Trucker Tools that has like the tracking and like the truck stops. And then there's Auto Socks too was there. Like I use Auto Socks on my truck. So it's, honestly, it just comes down to like a lot of things. If you're in the trucking industry that are there, is probably some of the things that you'll be using. As for Hotshot specific, there really wasn't much. Kaufman Trailers, they have their RGN there, but they didn't have a Hotshot trailer. The only Hotshot trailer that was there was this gooseneck that had a Conestoga on it, and they were just highlighting the Conestoga portion, not the actual gooseneck trailer. So not a lot of Hotshot stuff at the show, but a lot of great and really interesting products. One of which is this ladder that you can put on the side of your truck to make it easier to climb up. I thought it was pretty neat. I think their price point was a little bit expensive. It was very high quality, well built, an aluminum ladder, but still, I took a look at it, and I don't know what kind of demand there is. Maybe with all these truck drivers getting older, maybe they will need some of this, but still, there was this ladder that I thought was pretty like innovative, you could say. I do want to say though, a huge shout out to Mighty Products. They did send in the tickets, and I showed up there because of them, and I talked to them, actually the team over there at Mighty Products. Really nice meeting them. That was super cool. But like if you've never been to a show, make sure number one, you're ready to get to your steps in. It's like you're walking a lot. But number two, the food options were overpriced and not great. It's like $5 for like a small cup of drip coffee. It was ridiculous. But by far, the coolest part is seeing some startups over there. And I remember when I was there in 2019, Uber Freight had this like humongous, ginormous spread, and now Uber Freight had like a tinier setup, right? So hashtag maybe budget cuts, I don't know. But one of the companies that I talked to probably for like 15 or 20 minutes is this company Cloud Trucks, okay? And they are doing something very, very interesting. A lot of startups in the trucking industry, they always go get their brokerage and broker out freight and algorithmically, pay you less or pay you more depending on lane rate data, volume, chance of getting booked, and they look at your metrics in the app of like cancellation or showing up on time. Like trucking is experiencing a lot of tech influx, I think you could say. But this company, they're doing something a little bit different. Cloud Trucks. Now, I just sat down and talked to them. I haven't done my due diligence or research or whatever. So like make sure if you have a semi truck, maybe take a look at them. But Cloud Trucks, they are offering 15% lease on, insurance included. And like that got my interest right away because I am having some challenges with insurance right now. So it's super interesting. I have had guys get some violations that are not so good. And we're actually doing a first insurance claim right now because of an accident. So, running into this company where they're a venture backed or startup, they're funded, right? They're a funded startup, but they are offering the lease on 15% insurance included. And so I don't know how long that's going to last. That seems really, really interesting that a startup is actually going out there and getting an MC number and a DOT number and letting trucks lease on. So at a decent rate too. So I don't know much about Cloud Trucks, but they certainly did pique my interest as one of the companies that is doing something interesting in trucking, maybe in 2022. All right, well, that's my brief summary of the Mid-America Truck Show in 2022. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.